Hello, welcome. Why intelligent people don't trust themselves. I'm Emma Claire, a private consultant and the founder of Phoenix, an advisory practice dedicated to structured clarity, behavioral architecture, and sovereign presence. I developed the Phoenix Clarity Framework, a three-stage model guiding individuals from internal trust to external authority. My work focuses on pattern intelligence, emotional regulation under pressure, and the development of calm, self-governing leadership. Unlike traditional coaching models that prioritize motivation or catharsis, my approach emphasizes discipline, behavioral structure, and deliberate decision-making. I work with founders, executives, high responsibility professionals who recognize repeating dynamics and seek structural refinement rather than emotional performance. This keynote, Why Intelligent People Don't Trust Themselves, examines the quiet paradox facing high-functioning individuals that increased intelligence often amplifies doubt rather than certainty, challenging the assumption that self-trust naturally follows competence. I explore how over-analysis, external calibration, and cognitive complexity can erode internal authority. This keynote argues that self-trust is not a personality trait, but a structural alignment between reasoning and decisional ownership. Have you ever known exactly what to do and then talked yourself out of it? You felt the answer immediately. It was clear, simple, direct. And then your mind began negotiating. What if I'm wrong? What will they think? Maybe I should get another opinion. Maybe I'm overreacting. And suddenly, what was clear became complicated. This happens most often to intelligent people, not because they lack capacity, but because they were never taught how to trust it. We think self-trust is confidence. It isn't. Confidence is a personality trait. Self-trust is calibration. It is the ability to accurately interpret your internal signals. But many intelligent adults have lost that calibration. They do not lack intelligence, they lack internal permission. So they outsource authority to partners, to colleagues, to consensus, to endless research, to one more conversation. Not because they are incapable, but because uncertainty feels irresponsible. There are three core confusions that erode self-trust. 1. Confusing anxiety with intuition. Anxiety is loud, intuition is quiet. Anxiety demands urgency, intuition offers clarity. But when you have not learned the difference, both feel like danger. So you hesitate, you override yourself. You wait, and waiting becomes your pattern. 2. Confusing consensus with correctness. We are rewarded for agreement. We are taught that responsible decisions are collaborative, and collaboration is valuable, but consensus is not always clarity. There are moments when everyone else is comfortable and you are not. And instead of examining that discomfort, you suppress it because disagreeing feels disruptive. But self-trust sometimes requires standing alone before you are validated. 3. Confusing overthinking with responsibility. Intelligent people believe thoroughness equals safety. So they analyze, they compare, they replay, they rehearse. But there is a point where thinking stops becoming discernment and becomes avoidance. Not because you don't know the answer, but because committing to it creates exposure. When you do not trust yourself, you delay. When you delay, you drift. When you drift, you end up somewhere you did not deliberately choose, and then you call it circumstance. But it was erosion, not dramatic, not obvious, just small moments where you overrode your own clarity. Self-trust does not collapse in one decision. It erodes in micro abandonments. Every time you silence your internal signal to maintain comfort. Rebuilding self-trust is not about becoming louder. It's about becoming more precise. It requires 3 practices. Pause before outsourcing your decision. Notice whether your hesitation is anxiety or misalignment. And ask yourself one question. If no one else had a vote, what would I choose? That question is uncomfortable, but it is clarifying, because self-trust strengthens through use, not affirmation. The most dangerous voice you can silence is your own. Not because you are always right, but because you are responsible for your direction. Intelligent people often pride themselves on rationality, but rationality without internal calibration becomes indecision. Self-trust is not ego, it is alignment. And in a world full of opinions, consensus, and noise, the ability to hear your own signal clearly may be the most intelligent decision you make. Thank you. Thank you for taking the time to invest in this work. Clarity, self-trust, and personal authority are not things we learn once. They are capacities we develop over time. And the fact that you're here means you've already started the process. If you'd like to continue the work more personally, you're welcome to visit the website and secure a one-on-one appointment with myself where we can explore your specific situation in greater depth. If you're interested in the ideas we've explored today at a broader level, you may also want to explore the other 2 keynote talks available through Phoenix Life Coaching. These are the patterns you don't know you're repeating and sovereign presence in a reactive world. If you'd like to work through these concepts in a structured way, the Phoenix Clarity Framework courses are available on the website too. The first course is Inner Compass, Rebuilding Self-Trust and Emotional Clarity. The second course is Pattern Awareness, Understanding the Cycles We Repeat. The third course is Sovereign Presence, Embodied Authority in Relationships, Work and Life. All of these resources are available through the website whenever you feel ready to take the next step. Thank you again for being here and doing the work that most people quietly avoid.